In this video, I will explain how to replace the starter motor on 1994 to 2004 Chevrolet S-10 pickup trucks equipped with 2.2-liter 4-cylinder engine and 4.3-liter 6-cylinder engine. Step number 1. Park the truck on a flat surface, set the emergency brake, place blocks in front and behind the rear wheels. Lift the front of the truck using a floor jack and place jack stands under the frame for safety. 2. Disconnect the negative battery cable from the battery with an 8mm wrench. 3A. On trucks equipped with 4.3-liter 6-cylinder engine, remove the lug nuts that fasten the right front while using an impact tool and a 21mm socket and proceed to remove the wheel. 3B. On trucks equipped with 2.2-liter 4-cylinder engine, remove front wheel. 4. Visually locate the starter motor location just below the exhaust manifold as shown in the image. If necessary, remove the mud guard for greater accessibility. 5. In models equipped with 4.3-liter engine, remove the small nut that holds the solenoid signal wire with a wrench or a ratchet with an extension and an 8mm socket. 6. Next, remove the nut that holds the positive battery cable with a 13mm wrench or a ratchet, an extension and a 13mm socket as shown in the image. 7. In models equipped with a 4.3-liter engine, remove the 2 bolts that hold the starter using a ratchet, an extension and a 15mm socket as shown in the image. Hold the starter with one hand as you remove the second bolt to keep it from falling. Once both bolts have been removed, proceed to remove the starter by pulling it down with your hands. 8. In models equipped with 2.2-liter engine, it is necessary to remove the metal bracket that is connected to the transmission and the engine. Start by removing the 2 bolts and nut that hold it to the transmission with a 13mm socket and a ratchet. 9. Next, remove the bolt that holds the bracket to the engine with a ratchet and a 13mm socket. 10. Remove the nut shown in the image using a ratchet and a 15mm socket and proceed to remove the metal bracket completely. 11. Remove the small nut that holds the solenoid signal wire with an 8mm wrench, or a ratchet, an extension and an 8mm socket as shown in the image. 12. Remove the nut that holds the positive battery cable with a 13mm wrench, or a ratchet, an extension and a 13mm socket as shown in the image. 13. Next, hold the starter with one hand and proceed to remove the 2 bolts that fasten the starter to the engine using a ratchet, an extension and a 15mm socket as shown in the image. Once both bolts have been removed, proceed to remove the starter in its entirety by pulling it down with your hands. Note: before installing the new starter, clean the mounting surface and the terminals of the cables that are connected to the starter to make sure that they are free from corrosion or grease. Install the new starter motor in its original position as well as all cables and remaining components in the reverse order in which they were removed, ensuring that they are tightened firmly according to the specs listed in your owner's manual. 14. Connect the negative battery cable back on. Start the engine to make sure that the new starter motor works correctly. Next, install the front wheel and partially tighten the lug nuts. Lower the truck to the ground and finish tightening the wheel lug nuts to the specs listed in your owner's manual. Congratulate yourself for having performed a successful repair and for saving money at the same time. Have a wonderful day.